Alright guys, week 4 is over. Of course, we had some upsets or some shockers last week, so that probably will mess around with the power rankings. But either way, we got the week 5 NFL power rankings. This should be fun. Of course, there's no footballs on tomorrow if you even are going to watch that. But yep, here we go, week 5 NFL power rankings. Welcome back to the NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the Week 5 NFL Power Rankings. Of course, I'll be going through every single ranking again, 1 through 32. Again, this will be a little funky because again, I'll go team by team, so it won't be like 1 through 32 in order, but it should of course be fun. Again, a lot of stuff happened in Week 4 that will shake up the overall rankings, but this should be fun. We'll get into it obviously, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the Power Rankings. All right, for the Chiefs, of course, I'll probably put them at 5. Again, I get the fact they did not play really well at all against the Jets. They made Zach Wilson look good, which is crazy. But then again, the Jets defense really did step up. Patrick Mahomes had one of his worst games I've seen in a while. So just with all that in mind, it was not pretty, but they figured out a way to win. And Taylor Swift probably is the reason they won, let's be honest. But yeah, it was not a pretty win for the Chiefs. Falcons, up with the Falcons at 25. They actually have a really good defense. Like, their cornerbacks have been nasty. I will say this, though, again, AJ Terrell hasn't fully emerged just yet. Again, but Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant, and Jesse Bates have been fantastic. Their tackling has been good as well, and they have been able to get some pressure at least. Offensively, it's just been a freaking disaster though. After week 2, I mean, Desmond Ridder has been terrible. He's been wildly inconsistent, and he's been in his highs are not that high either. So again, you could argue he's still developing, but he's been really bad. And none of that though, none of the receivers aren't helping him out. The running backs have been pretty good. The offensive line has taken a huge step back in terms of yards created per attempt. Obviously, that's a big stat, but yeah. And their protection hasn't been great either. It's been tough for Desmond, obviously, but yeah, it's been a mess. Bengals, I'll put the Bengals at 23. 23. So the defense actually didn't play too terrible last week, I'll be honest. It wasn't like Ryan Tannehill threw the ball around the yard against them, but Derrick Henry ran all over them, and their offense sucks. But they are still the Bengals, so I'll still give them that. But this is really bad. They got to beat the Cardinals. If they lose to the Cardinals, their season's over. There's no way around it. You can't start out 1-4. Cardinals. Speaking of them, I'll put the Cardinals at 24. I think that's perfect for them. End of the day, they're still 1-3, but again, they upset the Cowboys. The only team to really play with the Cowboys so far this season, and as well, their running game's been good. And up until the really last week, where they really didn't have a chance to run it too much, you saw the 49ers were a much superior team to them talent-wise, and that's really what happened. But they did play good football for their standards. They did their job, and their defense, of course, there's a huge disparity between them and their defense and a lot of other defenses. Not every defense, but a lot of defenses, and of course you saw that. But their offense has been playing a million times better than the Falcons and Bengals. But again, the Bengals are just much more talented. That's kind of why I have them here, but both these teams are just in tough spots. Obviously, the Falcons are here because their offense is atrocious. Steelers, I'll put them at 22. The reason they're still here is because, yeah, at the end of the day, they're still 2-2. It's not like the season's over. That's a bad loss to the Texans. There's no way around it. But I will say this: even if Kenny Pickett's out, I do think that Mitch Trubisky will at least give them some stability. And I do think the receivers actually do have a decent chemistry with him too. But back to the defense, they sucked last week. There's no way around it. They were terrible. I don't think they'll play like that again this year. Let me just put it like that. Ravens, I'll put the Ravens at 6. I'm still not totally sold on them. Obviously, they looked really good. I'm going to move them to 4. Of course, they looked really good against the, Browns. But then again, they had a backup quarterback who definitely didn't look ready for the league. Let me just put it like that. But yeah, the Ravens are here. They're a good team. I'm not super wowed by them. Again, Lamar had 4 total touchdowns, though, 2 on the ground, 2 through the air. See, you can do that again, and then yeah, maybe they'll go up. But yeah, they're a good team. Texans, I'll put them at 20. Again, I'm not totally sold on them yet, but they have back-to-back blowout wins. Of course, 20+ in each of them. That's very impressive. The only question is, can they make it 3 in a row? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, they're playing the Falcons. So, yeah, but this Falcons, the Sirius has been way better. You know, I'm moving up even 19. They're the best team so far in the AFC South. Again, rough first 2 weeks, but Sirius has absolutely taken off, and that Nico Collins, watch out for that dude, because he's been a beast. Lions, I'll put the Lions at 4. I have not seen a team play that well in Lambeau in a really, really, really long time. That Lions performance, pound for pound, was amazing. Jared Goff looked great. I mean, not great, but he looked good. The running game was awesome. The defense played great. You just can't really say anything else than this Lions team looked really good. Defensively, they are some stuff to still work out, but the way they got out to the quarterback was better than I've seen them do that in a long time. I think this Lions team just has something different than all these. Again, they lost to the Seahawks, but I think it's different here. I actually think they're better. Again, they beat the Chiefs. Someone put them ahead of them. Obviously, the Ravens, you could argue are better. We'll see in a couple weeks, though. Broncos, I'll put the Broncos at 26. No, 27. Good win, I guess. Russ has been really good the past 3 weeks as a whole, at least. But there's no way around it. Your defense is still god-awful. And your head coach which was Sean Payton, still hasn't really been managing games super well. Again, Jalen McLaughlin, I do think is a good back. But they definitely got to get him the ball more. But, again, you guys beat the Bears. There's nothing really in that. Colts, I'll put the Colts at 21. I like the Colts a lot, but then again, they still do make a couple mistakes here and there. AR still has to be more consistent through the air, and I do think that this defense is secondary is just really not good at all. And I think that's really hindering their chances. I think they need to get at least someone that can at least be stable in the at corner. Again, Kenny Moore's a slot guy. So he's not going to play on the outside, and their safeties have not been playing well. Julian Blackmon has not done much covering. Panthers, they're at 31. They're not 32, but they're the only other winless team in the league. Their offense is crap. They look better with their backup quarterback, and their defense, again, there's nothing to say because their offense can't move the ball. Bucks, 16. The Bucks looked really good, but then again, you saw what happened. They played a really good team. That's what happened. So again, Baker still is, but we don't really know for sure. Baker's actually being legit this year, but through 4 games, the Bucks are sitting pretty. Raiders, they'll go at 30. They're really bad. The only good thing I can say about them is that the fact that, I'm going to put them at 29 for now. The Raiders are really bad, but at least their defense showed up against the Chargers. Again, it might not have been a pretty defensive performance by any means, but at least they showed up. Offensively, it was completely miserable. They had one nice drive. That was about it. Bears are the worst team in the league. They suck. That's how I'll put it. Bills will go at number 2. They're not at number 1 just because, they lost to the Jets, and it's not like they've been really good, but losing Tre'Davious White I do think is bigger than it really is. Obviously, it's bigger than people give it credit for. He's been one of the better corners in the league this year, at least so far. And then again, guys, he tearing his ACL and his Achilles, that really freaking sucks. I hope he can get better. But again, we'll see what the Bills can do. Of course, they're going to London this week. Again, they should be okay, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, the Bills 3-1. They won 3 straight. They're red hot. We'll see, though, because they are playing the Jags. Dolphins, they'll still go at 7. Again, that was a bad loss. I'll put them at 8. Again, there are legitimate concerns about that defense. Offensively, they literally just got burned out, and they couldn't really run the football. And this offense at their best is when they can run the football at ease, and they weren't able to do that last week. And again, Tua just kind of had an off game at some points, but their defense completely sucked, so that's why they're at 8. Patriots, they'll go at 26. Their offense is so god-awful. Matt Judon's going to be out for a while, and Christian Gonzalez is out for the rest of the season. Yeah, they picked up J.C. Jackson, but let's be honest. Again, there is a good shot he'll be decent. I think he actually will be maybe below average, but not terrible. But he's been one of the worst players in the league since, getting that contract. There's no, he's been that bad. So, this Patriots defense has become worse, and their offense has been, brutal. So, that's why they're at 26. Eagles, they'll go at 3. They're still 4-0. They're really good. But, we'll see about this week. I'll put it like that. But then they did beat they showed up against Commanders. Jalen Hurts looked like he's back, at least through the air. So, yeah, they'll go at 3. Cowboys, they'll go at, honestly, I'll probably bump I don't think the Chiefs should go there. I'll put the Cowboys at 5. I don't know. I'll put them at 6. The Cowboys have yet to beat a good team. Here, I'll be honest. Yeah, Cowboys have yet to beat a good team. It was a big bounce back win, of course, against the Patriots, but they beat the 49ers this week. We can start to talk, but again, that was a terrible loss to the Cardinals, and again, they have yet to beat at least an okay team this year. Chargers, they'll go at 20. They're so freaking talented. But I can't ignore the fact that, they choke every single game they play. There's a good chance they should have lost last week if the Aiden O'Connell wasn't in. But they did win. Khalil Mack looks like he's truly back for the first time in, 5 years. So that's great to see. But, yeah, this Chargers team, very talented. But their head coach is a freaking moron. And they're probably going to blow a game this week. So that's what not this week. They're on a bye. Yeah, they'll still find a way to blow it. Vikings, I might just bump these teams up. The Vikings will go at 22. They've been competitive in every game this year, but their defense finally at least showed some signs. And again, offensively, it was a little rough, but I don't think Kirk's gonna have a game like that the rest of the year. And as well, their running game is again a little raw, but I think it'll get back in form this week. Again, we'll see what they can do against the Chiefs, but it's not gonna be an easy game by any means. But I do think they have a good shot. They do have a shot at winning that one. The Commanders will actually probably go at 17. They went into Philly and they competed. I don't say I expected them to, but I could see them doing it. And what did they do? They did that, and as well, Sam Howell showed he's been able to bounce back again. It was really back-to-back losses, yes, but they showed they could bounce back, and I think that's a big thing with this Commanders team. Again, they're playing the Bears, so you can't blow that one. Browns, Honestly, I'll put them at 14. Again, I get the fact they lost, but there's no way around it. Their defense is really good. Like, they have a very good defense. I'll put them at 14. Rams, I'll put them at 15. I think that's perfect for them. We'll see what they can do against the Eagles, but again, if they get even healthier and healthier. Again, the offensive line has been a freaking mess, but as long as Matt Stafford doesn't get crushed in the hip again, I think they'll be okay. That's how I'll put it. Giants, they're at 30. They're so freaking bad. Like, they're just awful. Seahawks are at 10. Their defense looks legit for once. Again, they were playing a bad offense, but yeah. Again, offensively, it was a little bit of a mess, but I think they'll be fine. The Seahawks are really good. Titans, this really sucks. I might just move the Broncos back. Again, they beat a bad team. Yeah, I'll put the Titans at 23. Offensively, you really don't know what you're going to get, but at least defensively, you'll see, like, they'll beat up on some bad offensive lines. They have a really good front seven. And as well as that, Derrick Henry looks like he's back, so that'll be good. But I do think that, like, them and the Vikings are very close. Packers, why is this so hard to grade these guys? So, because, yeah, there's teams that just don't belong here. I'm not moving, I might switch the Bucks and the Rams. Put the Browns up one. No, the Commanders don't go up one. This is so hard to do this, because there's so many good teams. Yeah, this is really tough. Because I don't think honestly, the Rams will go at 15. I don't think they're better. Honestly, I'll put the Packers at 17. That was a bad loss, but there's no way around it. The fact that the Packers are just going to be a solid team. Like, yeah, that's all I'll put. The Packers are a solid team. Again, it was a bad loss, but I think that their ceiling is so much higher, and I do think that they ran the ball more and they just didn't get behind as much. They would have been fine. But yeah, I'm not a huge believer in the Packers, but I don't think they'll be that bad the rest of the year. Jets, 14. Zach Wilson plays like that the rest of the season, we're talking. Again, I get the fact that you can say, oh, look, they're 1-3, they've lost 3 in a row, but their defense has finally shown that they're kind of back, and Zach Wilson looked okay. That's how I'll put it. Like, just that is what alone sells me. Saints, they'll go at 13. The reason they're here is simply because if Derek Carr was healthy, they probably would have made it a much better game, and also their roster did look a lot better. Alvin Kamara, again, I get the fact that he got like just a ton of touches, but I do think the fact that he was back did at least show something. Again, offensively they were dead, but I'm not told. Again, it was one game. It's happened before. They've done stuff about it. So again, that was a bad loss, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Niners, they'll go at 1. They haven't really had a bad game this year yet. And it's really hard to beat them too. Jags, I'll put the Seahawks ahead of them, but I do think that they're a more consistent team, at least offensively, than the Browns, and as well, their defense looked really good against the Falcons. So with that all in mind, I'll put them at a 10. Again, these rankings are kind of all over the place because there's so many 2-2 teams that just aren't really 2-2. So with all that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed the week 5. I'm gonna bump these two teams up. The week 5 NFL Power Rankings. Again, it was a crazy week of football, and that's what I got. Again, Bears are in the basement, and the 49ers are on top. That's all I got for the week 5 NFL Power Rankings. See you in the next one. See you for the Thursday night preview tomorrow, if you can call it that. Yeah, see you then.
Keenum. Intercepted. That is Clinton Dix a year ago here in D.C. and now into the end zone here in D.C. I love it. The Bears, they play a lot of zone right now, but they're in 2-man. And the safety, Clinton Dix, is back. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. And he knows that when the ball is in the air,